Hello, and welcome to my presentation on cross-curricular connections to literature. The more connections that the mind makes, the better it is able to learn and retain information. Cross-curricular teaching helps students make more connections and gives more meaning and relevance to the subjects and skills that they are learning. Illustrations in literature can lend a better understanding of the cross-content area for the younger grades. Cross-curricular teaching allows content connections and real-world connections for the students. This type of lesson planning creates a deeper learning that strengthens foundational skills and encourages student involvement. When lesson plans are cross-curricular, students are able to create mind maps that illustrate the connections between the content areas and their real-world counterparts. Literature can create opportunities for the student to make connections to the cross-content in ways they may not have otherwise. The use of literature to support learning outcomes is vital, as almost every content area requires some form of reading or writing. Deep learning engages the whole student and teacher, heart, mind, body, and soul. Collaborative lessons spark the student's interest, encourage creativity, encourage student collaboration, and build upon other content areas. When teachers collaborate to plan units and include student input into these lessons, there's a greater chance for students to rise to the rigor and to the routine and to find the relevance in the cross-curriculum provided to them. The best way to utilize cross-curricular planning is for grades kindergarten and third is by planning themed units, creating project-based learning, and combining multiple lessons from multiple content areas. When planning, include collaborative teacher meetings, shared lesson planning, and the input of students' voices. Some challenges when planning for each grade range can include time restrictions and assessment alignment, as well as maintaining momentum in the classroom. Some tips to best utilize cross-curricular planning for grades include integrating subjects and creating concept maps. When teachers are planning cross-curriculum activities, they should look for connections that occur naturally and build lesson plans upon those connections. Some of the unique processes that will be used when planning include different types of teacher collaboration, such as aligned collaboration, cooperative collaboration, and conceptual collaboration. It can be challenging to find the time needed for these collaboration meetings. Some of the other challenges that can be faced when planning include getting students to learn deeply and identifying the main objectives of the unit. When students have authentic text at their individual reading levels, everyone has an entry point into the conversation. As teachers plan collaboratively for each unit, they will be identifying common core state standards, benchmarks, and assessments that align with the standards needed for each grade level. Students will utilize literacy skills to make connections across subjects and content areas. When students have authentic text at their individual reading levels, everyone has an entry point into the conversation. As teachers plan collaboratively for each unit, they will be identifying common core state standards, benchmarks, and assessments that align with the standards needed for each grade level. Students will utilize literacy skills to make connections across subjects and content areas. An example of a cross-curricular lesson unit for second grade would be to read the book Monster Map by Polly Powell for English Language Arts. When students are finished with that, they will go into the Writing Center and create their own monster story. During math time, students will work with monster manipulatives and create addition and subtraction charts. There can be a fun color by answer activity, and students will also work on IXL fun math games with addition and subtraction. By the end of each unit, the student will have created their very own monster that reflects things about themselves as an art project. An example of a cross-curricular lesson for sixth grade is a unit on weather. In ELA, students will learn weather and climate vocabulary and create and complete vocabulary crosswords and word search. Students will learn ocean and atmospheric models in math. Students will also look at temperature charts and create their own Celsius and Fahrenheit temperature charts, as well as reading more on weather and creating organizers like a KWL chart. Students will also have the opportunity to create a rain cloud mixed media recycled art project. These are the references for my resources. Thank you for taking the time to view and listen to my presentation. Have a blessed day.